you were talking about yesterday how you bought a box of the new Tarkir set, and you got every single chase card.
I basically got every card I wanted from that one box. So it's like I got the Ugin, the Eye of this. Was it Eye of the Storm? Yeah. It's like Eye of the Storm along with a Mox Jasper, and then a Storm Scale Scion with the Mist. It's like the blue monocolor land that's like enters untapped if you control either like a mountain or a forest, I think. And then it's like you can tap it for 1 blue, and then just like your next spell just can't be countered. It's, seeing play in Modern, and just yeah, it's really good.
Damn, yeah,
it's really really good. There was one other card I can't remember. Oh, it was Voice of Victory, I think is what it was called. It's like a 1 white and 1. It's like a 1/3 with the ability that your opponents can't cast spells during your turn.
Mm-hmm.
So just like yeah, during my turn, none of you are allowed to do anything. So yeah, I guess I got everything I wanted from Tarkir Dragonstorm.
That's awesome.
That might be the best box I've ever pulled. I've ever bought, honestly. Like I've had some pretty crazy boxes when I've since I opened Magic or whatever, but I'm like, I think that might legitimately be the best one I've ever opened, where I got literally every chase card I could have asked for.
Nice.
Final Fantasy.
Before we talk about more Magic, you want to talk about, you want to do an intro quick?
Yeah, I guess we can. Hello and welcome to another episode of It Never Ends. I'm Andrew. Over there is my good buddy Alex. How you doing today?
Yo, I'm doing just fine.
Nice. Yeah, so the entirety, I'm pretty sure the entirety, if not, there's maybe just a few cards missing at this moment, but I'm pretty sure the entirety of the Final Fantasy set is out now. Considering that the set comes out in like 2 weeks, I would hope that it's out at this point.
Yeah.
It's like a little over 2 weeks. It's really cool. I like the set a lot. Not only because it's Final Fantasy, but it's like it's themed very well with some very interesting mechanics as well. Never thought when they're making the Final Fantasy set that one of the main archetypes would be birds. Birds and lands.
Well, now that they can put chocobos in, of course they're gonna have.
Well, there's the. Is it the? There's like a new chocobo commander or whatever. I can't remember what it's called.
That was a chocobo commander.
It's a 3 mana, like it's like a green, red, and a blue or something like that.
Okay.
I can't find the card, but it's like you can cast like. I don't know. It's basically like perfect for a bird deck, basically, and with all the chocobos and like it's like chocobos and lands and all that stuff. It's like it's perfect, and it's like on top of all the bird stuff they printed in the past that really hasn't amounted to much of anything. Birds finally get their day.
I mean, there was what was that set that focused on like small animals, like
Bloomburrow.
Yeah. They got a bunch of support in Bloomburrow, didn't they?
I don't think necessarily birds did. I thought it was more of like squirrels and
like rabbits and frogs.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's like
birds are finally getting their day, thanks to Chocobo.
It's like, God, I'm never gonna find the goddamn card.
There's a lot of Chocobo cards though, like Choco Comet, Call the Mountain Chocobo. I'm just scrolling through all of them right now.
There it is. Choco Seeker of Paradise. It's green, white, blue. It's a legendary bird, obviously. Whenever one or more birds you control attack, you may look at that many number of cards from the top of your library. You may put one of them into your hand, and then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest into your graveyard. It also has landfall, so whenever land you control enters, Choco gets +1/+0 until end of turn. With all the other landfall triggers and everything else that you can do with it, it is pretty crazy.
That's pretty nutty.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
I just thought it was funny. I was like, oh, birds are good. Whoa. Oh, man. That was just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few cards in here that I think are gonna do some heavy lifting.
You said the Cactuar card you think is going to go crazy in Modern.
And this is not the Jumbo Cactuar, the normal Cactuar deck, which I think is going to be absolutely nutty for like mono green or even like Gruul. I don't know about modern decks, but at least standard decks or whatever. It's Cactuar is 1 green mana for a 3/3 with trample. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature didn't enter the battlefield this turn, you return this to your hand, to the owner's hand. A 3/3 for 1 is insane. It's just like, your only thing is that you have to play a creature every turn. I'm sorry, your whole deck should probably play play a forest, play Cactuar. And
there's a lot of really good
many
early 1-drops for green.
1-drops, 2-drops, 3-drops, and that's why I'm saying you could even play in Gruul. If we're talking standard, you can just splash any number of lands. I think, but I think you want to stay very focused in probably 2 colors.
Mm-hmm.
Making it like a Gruul tempo aggressive deck could be interesting. I don't know exactly what they'd be, but I'm just looking at this card going well, that's insane.
And it's its ability is it comes back to the hand. It's not like it's getting destroyed. So it's on the rare case where you're not playing, if you can't play a creature, just tap 1, play it again.
Yeah.
It's pretty nutty for a 1-drop.
Yeah. But I feel like a majority of the time it's you're just going to want to play. I mean, here's the thing is, the game theoretically should probably be done by at latest turn 5. Mm-hmm. At the very latest, if you're playing a standard game, 20 life, your opponent's probably not going to have too many blockers, and even the blockers they will have are probably going to be very low. And the fact is, this thing has trample, so even if your opponent just tries, I'll just chump it with this 1/1, it's still dealing 2 damage. It's crazy. This is an uncommon. It's
jeez. You start with a regular, and then you ramp up to the Jumbo Cactuar?
Yeah, I mean, you could. But it's in the deck I'm talking about, he probably doesn't even need to play that.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, man. Throw in some other, what was it? There's a card in Tarkir Dragonstorm that's 1 red, then it gives, a creature +3 and +0 and haste. And then it has, Harmonize, so you can cast it from your graveyard, tapping a creature and reducing its mana by, its power type thing. It's okay, so even if you play Cactuar, you play the Cactuar on turn 1, turn 2 rolls around, you play another 1-drop, and then you give that thing haste along with that, so you then swing in for, let's just say probably a minimum of 6. That's a minimum. Probably you could swing for 9. Imagine turn 1 is Cactuar. You green mana Cactuar. Turn 2 is play a mountain, play another Cactuar, tap the red mana for the 1 mana spell that gives haste. You've got 2 Cactuars, both attacking. One's a 6/3 with trample, one's a 3/3 with trample. That's 9 damage on turn 2 that you're swinging with that all have trample.
Jesus.
The tempo is insane. I heavily expect Cactuar will probably see some play, or at least experimentation on whether or not in some sort of tempo deck. Oh man! I also find it interesting. One of the lands, kind of because they got these new lands that are towns basically. They have Clive's Hideaway, which is a colorless land, or taps for colorless, and then you can pay 2 mana. You may play the exile card because it has Hideaway 4. So you look at the top 4, you exile it face down, and then you put the rest on the bottom. But you can play the exile card without paying its mana cost if you control 4 or more legendary creatures. That's so easy to do in Commander that it's absurd. I could see Clive's Hideaway being probably pretty pricey, because it's just get your big shit for basically nothing, and so easy a condition to meet to be able to play it for free.
So yeah, they went a lot harder with the Final Fantasy set than they did for the Assassin's Creed set.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like not the Assassin's Creed was bad. It's just I think this one's very thematically better.
Yeah,
I like the and I like how they went a little bit more experimental with it too. It's like I feel like with Assassin's Creed, it was kind of just like, oh, here's a bunch of assassin creatures, whatever type thing or whatever, like Ezio and whatever else type thing. And now it's like with Final Fantasy set, it's like, all right, we got some weird shit. We got the summons and everything like that. Like we're just gonna go real crazy with it because we can.
I mean, they just put a lot of so much like good flavor in the set too, which is good to see.
Yeah, that too. The amount of freaking equipment too, the Masamune or whatever, we were talking about that before we started recording for Sephiroth is kind of nutty because it's like whenever a creature dying triggers, it just triggers an additional time, and you go, well, that's really good with the Sephiroth One Wing Angel card. Play that with the Fabled Soldier, and it's like you play that in Aristocrats, it's just like gets out of hand. The lands that have like adventures on them are kind of interesting as well. I don't know if any of them are any good. Like I think the red one's probably the best one, but just because it's like you pay 3 and you can summon, or you can summon a 0/1 wizard that says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deal 1 damage to each opponent. And then you can just play it for a red. Play that in is it the what is it called? Rakdos Wizards, or even if you wanted to, even if you could throw in blue too if you wanted to. But I feel like, what was that one card that was like? It was like the Kuja card, I think it was, where it's like it's like a 4 mana like red black creature that's like whenever you cast a non-creature spell, summon an 0/1 wizard with that same effect, and then if you control like 4 wizards or something like that, you transform him. And then it's like, oh, all your wizards deal double damage. So all those pings of 1 deal pings of 2. And so on and so forth. And you go, wow, that's
okay,
pretty nutty. Oh, Dion got his own card. Neat. Okay. Dion's Bahamut is not as powerful as the normal Bahamut, but that's fine. It's fine. Funny enough, it actually works in like night decks. Because like white and 4... And then it's like, during your turn, Dion and other knights you control have flying, and then whenever Dion enters, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token. Then you can pay 6, transform him into Bahamut, Warden of Light. Put 1 and 2, put 1 +1/+1 counters on each other creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until end of turn. And then 3 is you can destroy a target permanent, and then you return it as Dion. And you go, huh, that's interesting. I don't know. It's a nice little piece, I guess, for night decks, and also to give knights flying is pretty good. I like the Overkill card. It's funny.
The Overkill card?
Yeah, it's a black sorcery called Overkill. It's 1 black and 2. It's an instant. Target creature gets -0, -9,999 until end of turn.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Overkill, right?
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah, target creature gets -0, -9,999 until end of turn.
Just overkill it. I'll deal 9,900 damage to this 1/1. It's good flavor. What the hell is it? Hope? Oh my god, Hope actually got a card. 1 white, 1 blue, lifelink, human wizard. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards where X is the amount of life you've gained. Okay. That's actually useful.
Gross.
Man.
Holy shit.
Azorius life gain mill? Is that a thing? Could you make that work? I mean, I guess you have the combination with the water crystal, which is pretty crazy. Okay. No idea if that's going to be a thing or whatever, or if it's even going to be worth doing, but hey, that's pretty neat. Okay, what the hell is this card? Go-Go Master of Mimicry? 2 man, blue 2. and has the ability of XX, tap it. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control X times. You may choose new targets for the copy. X can't be 0. Hold on a second. Is that just breaks games, right? That could legitimately just break games.
What?
Copying an activated or triggered ability by paying by paying half of your, like, whatever mana you put in, half of that mana will cause a copy of a triggered ability. Some triggered abilities are just so powerful that copying them and repeat copying them is utterly absurd. There's got to be a way to break the game with that. There's no fucking way. I don't know it, but there's got to be. I don't think I've ever seen an ability like that on a card. Like, usually on like a sorcery, and you can do it like once, but never like multiple times. Move over, expedition map. We got the world map now. It's a one mana artifact. It's you can pay 1 and sacrifice this artifact. Search your library for basic land cards, reveal it, put it into your hand, or you can pay 3 and search your library for any land card and put it into your hand. Not quite as good as the expedition map, but it's up there. It's flexible, which is nice.
You know, I want to say, while this card isn't good, I really like the art that they chose for the for Prompto's card.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Where it's just him giving to the peace sign to the camera while his teammates are getting completely fucked over in the background.
Yeah, while everyone's fighting, he's just like, "Hey, selfie time."
Because that was a meme, right, where people were just doing that in like the middle of like these really serious situations in Final Fantasy 15.
Well, it was just like he would, because like when you go to the camp at a campsite or whatever, he gives you like, "Oh, here's all the latest picks and stuff like that," and it's just like, and you're like, dude, we were literally fighting a monster, and you decided we're gonna take a selfie. My favorite is when you'd fight like fucking Adamantoise or whatever, and he's just like,
that's exactly it, yeah.
And he's just like, and it's just like, dude, we are literally fighting a mountain. Help us.
He needs to capture the moment.
Yep, exactly. Golden Saucer is an interesting card. It's another land, that's a town. You can tap to add a colorless. Pay 2 mana to flip a coin. If you win the coin, create a treasure token. Or there's the 3 mana and tap it, sacrifice 2 artifacts to draw a card. That's kind of interesting. If you're playing like you need to put artifacts into the graveyard. Or just a way to keep making treasure tokens. It's always a 50-50, but still interesting. Oh, and I was talking to you about Vaughn Street Thief is kind of interesting. You want to turn all of your scouts, pirates, and rogues into Ragavans? Go right ahead. Oh, that's scary. I just don't think it'll... I mean, it could, but... Are scouts, pirates, and rogues good enough to play on its own? I mean, I guess there's some rogues that are just unblockable.
I mean, if you stick to one of those, if you're trying to do like all 3, then...
Yeah, I mean, you stick to like 1, maybe 2. You get some like... I could see it as a commander. I don't know if Vaughn will necessarily be the commander. Just being mono red doesn't feel very good. If this was like Rakdos or Boros or whatever, I could see it potentially working, but just the one color. It's probably just going to be in the 99, if I had to guess. I don't know. I can't wait to watch people break Ancient Adamantoise, though. It's like a 8 mana, like 3 green, 5 for a vigilance with ward 3. It says damage isn't removed from this creature during the during the cleanup step, and all damage that would be dealt to you or other permanents you control are dealt to this creature instead. It's an 8/20. That's whenever this creature dies, exile it and create 10 tap treasure tokens. It's a lot, but an 8/20 for 8 that prevents 20 damage to you is kind of nutty, especially because there's definitely ways to cheat it out on the board. Oh man, So, there's. I also feel like you could just do like, because there's like those cards that says like when this creature like choose target creature when it dies, return it to the battlefield under your control like tapped or something like that. Like you could do that with Ancient Adamantoise, I feel like, and just get basically infinite value off this card. Thank God, by the way, it gets exiled too. It's like when this creature dies, exile it and create 10. Holy God, if you could bring that back from the graveyard, that'd be utterly broken.
Yeah.
Woo, that was close.
So along with the set coming out, it's getting 3 secret layer drops.
Yeah, it's just pretty
Following
crazy.
up. Yeah.
I saw that.
I like how we're getting one card called the Buster Sword, and then we're getting a secret layer drop of Cloud's Buster Sword.
Yeah.
So you could theoretically have the Buster Sword and another Buster Sword equipped to Cloud at the exact same time.
Yeah.
So, what?
Real fast. Do you think that Cole will look at the blue water crystal or the water crystal and just go like, "Oh, I can make this go infinite because it's very easy." So
yeah,
the water crystal for anyone
is a bitch.
For anyone not knowing is 2 blue 2. Legendary artifact. Blue spells you cast cost 1 less. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many plus 4. And then who cares about the other ability? No one's going to use it. But pretty much what it comes down to is, the card Sphinx's Tutelage. It's a 3 mana enchantment that says whenever you draw a card, your opponent mills 2 cards. If that card, if either of those cards or just those cards share a color type, they then repeat the process. Now, you do that with the water crystal. You're not milling 2, you're milling 6. Because it says mill 2, but then the water crystal says plus 4. So now you're milling 6 cards. And then if any of those 6 cards share a color type, you then repeat that process going 6 and 6. And more often than not, you're going to try more than one of those cards is going to share a color type probably with that card.
Yeah.
So you mill at your opponent on turn 4 with just the ability to draw a card. You're going to get somebody with that for sure. That's scary.
Yeah, it's mill, and mill sucks.
I kind of wish though a lot of these crystals were a little bit better. Like the black ones was the one that was first revealed. It's fine. The water crystals, I don't know, is the memeiest, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, they are all basically like mana rocks with like a few extra abilities. It's like the monuments from what's it called? It was from Amonkhet.
Oh yeah,
Bantu's monument and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's those monuments, but also there's like just like the medallions is I think a better comparison because it just like reduces the cost of those, the corresponding color. So it's just like, and then it gives you an extra effect. So I guess the monuments are probably a better comparison. But yeah, no, the Buster Sword is with all the Voltron commanders and everything like that. Just how many stuff is just like helps equipment based decks too. It's like you throw in how fucking crazy the Buster Sword is. Oh man!
It deals combat damage to a player. Draw a card, then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. So yeah, if you're playing like an equipment-based commander, like Cloud is likely to be.
If you do like the Precon
so
Cloud
hard.
or whatever works with this, or even just like the Midgar's Mercenary, it's like the 2 white, and it's just like when it enters, search for an equipment, aka you can search for the Buster Sword. Like, imagine like. I mean, it's probably going to be like turn 4 before you can realistically swing with the Buster Sword. Because, like, even if turn 1 is, like, Sigurd's Aid, turn 2 is Cloud Midgard's Mercenary. Search for the Buster Sword. Turn 3 is play the Buster Sword. Oh, no, you can swing with... if you have Cloud out, then you can swing with it. Because then with the Aid, you can then just equip it instantly. And you're swinging for 5 damage on turn 3. And then drawing a card if it deals damage, and then casting something else, most likely. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's if you have that. I mean, realistically, probably going to be a turn 4 swing with it. I don't know. Let's just like, is there? I don't know. There's got to be ways to just equip it for free. There's like equip 2. That's why I think it works better with the Precon Cloud or whatever. It's like the 3-color one. I don't like how they just determined that Saz, because of Saz's Chocobo, they're just going like, oh, we're just gonna make him help birds. It's like when he enters, just search your library for a bird or a basic land card, reveal it and put it into your hand.
I mean, That's not a... I mean, yeah, it's like, what really are you going to do with Saz? So I don't really mind them just giving him, like,
I know.
You know,
I just thought it was kind of funny, though.
Yeah. It does mean, though, like, since, you know, he is effectively a bird card, that people are going to just put him in, like, bird decks.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's what he would go into, because, like, whenever he attacks, you put a 1/1 counter on a creature, then double the amount of 1/1s on a creature. So you can search for your best bird. You can search for was it not the Chocobo card I talked earlier, but the one that comes in like the multiple different colors. I can't remember. Traveling Chocobo. That's probably what it was. I'm surprised that we didn't get like unless I'm missing it. I'm like, there's no like Warrior of Light card, which is interesting.
I'm pretty sure there was.
Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
I'm seeing this one card that's effectively like it's a card called Warrior of Light, but it's just a alternate art for Joda the Unifier.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that.
So, if, you know, that's real.
Surprised there wasn't just like a Warrior of Light card, though. God, I feel like I'm going to need like a full playset of just lands, though. This is the full art Final Fantasy lands. I'm like, ah.
They're pretty good.
They are. Oh yeah, I forgot Bart's has affinity for birds, which is funny.
I mean, it's already been established. You were going to spend a fuck ton of money on this set.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not happy about it, but it's going to happen. Luckily, it won't just be me. It'll be my brother, because even though he doesn't really play Magic, he wants some of the cards.
He just really likes Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Will we finally get him to play some Magic the Gathering with us then?
I hope so. I'd make a deck for him if he wants, and then we can play it.
That's good.
Object is, I don't know. There's some interesting, like, I wonder if, like, because of, like, the summons or whatever, it's like, will we see, like a Tom Bombadil deck with all the summons, basically? Because they're all sagas. So, they all work with Tom Bombadil.
I completely forgot about Tom Bombadil.
Yeah. It's funny that Tom Bombadil with could run all of the summons, or at least a lot of the summons. They count as sagas, which will then give him indestructible, because it's like I think you need like 3 indestructible, or like 3 sagas out for him to make him like indestructible or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And it's just like, oh, and then whenever like saga leaves, you can like replace it with another saga, and I'm just like, that's kind of crazy. I'll almost want to just make a deck for like that just because it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Especially because also like there's more ways to just like mess with lore counters and stuff like that as well. So you can either speed up summons or slow them down. I kind of wish though that like there was a unit card that was all 5 colors, so that way you could play all of the summons. So she like just like unit Grand Summoner. Fortunately, that was not the case. She got like a 3-color one that's pretty good for sagas, but it's like, but you can't play red and black.
So overall thoughts on the Final Fantasy set?
It's very good. It's very good. I like it.
Nice.
It's all the set was interesting, and it's like I think there is a lot of really interesting decks that will probably be made as a result of this. I mean, I don't know if there's necessarily a 1 ring in this set. I mean, Buster Sword's up there, Bahamut's up there, but nothing that's gonna redefine the meta like the One Ring did.
Which is fine. I don't think we don't need a card like that to come up.
We don't need that.
Yeah. So now that we're finally getting Final Fantasy, are there any other like crossovers that you'd like to see Magic have?
Persona, I guess. That's the ultimate dream crossover. One Piece.
That would be really cool.
One Piece could legitimately
really
happen though.
You know what I think would be really fun though too? I like a Legend of Zelda crossover with Magic the Gathering.
You gotta get Nintendo on top. I'm on board with that one though.
Yeah.
That's how Nintendo will.
Well, I don't know. It's like before we never thought they'd agree to make like movies again, but we're getting a Legend of Zelda movie. We just got a Mario movie. We're about to get a second one.
Yeah. Still think it's gonna be, still think it's gonna be a hard sell for them.
We're getting Nintendo now that has online play and microtrans.
And definitely isn't gonna be complete ass. Definitely not. Right, Nintendo?
I'm sure it'll be great.
Doesn't the Switch 2 comes out in like a week or something like that?
I don't think it's that soon, but
I thought because it was like wasn't it early June?
I think it used to be, but I think it got pushed back because of the fucking tariffs thing. Let's take a look. Yeah, no, you're right. June 5th.
I thought it was like June 5th. I'm like, it's like next Thursday. It's the 27th today. Like it comes out like next Thursday. Be interesting to see how responses are for the Switch 2, if they're actually like good or not. Legend of Zelda crossover would be interesting with Magic, with it for like a universe beyond, but I don't know.
It will be interesting to see what reactions to the Switch 2 ultimately are going to be. I think they're going to be pretty positive. But, I've seen some mixed reactions with people with Mario Kart World, actually. So I guess we'll see.
Well, I'm just hoping that the system itself can actually like play games and not stutter like the original Switch did.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
You hope so.
That I'm not too worried about at all.
It's like if the Steam Deck can do it, you'd think that the Switch 2 would be able to do it.
So I think, is this the Xbox handheld console that now that I look at it, that they were talking about for so long?
What?
So I think
was there something leaked or whatever about it, or did they announce something? I didn't.
Yeah, I think that this is it right here. Where it's basically just looks like an ROG Ally, but it can do like but it has like an Xbox interface with it. Oh, it's gonna have a focus on cloud gaming. 12-hour battery. Okay, so yeah, some new details came out about it. Would you like to know what they are?
Sure.
So it's a 1080p 7-inch touchscreen. Has a 12-hour battery life, apparently. It's about $350. The cloud gaming is kind of putting me on edge. Like, is it going to be purely cloud gaming? Play games installed on your Xbox? Not. Oh my god, I think it is. My fucking god. If this really is only a cloud console, that is the dumbest thing of all time. Because right now it's saying it requires Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership and supported game for Xbox Cloud Gaming interface. God. So they're pricing it like a Steam Deck, but it's only remote play and cloud capable. Are you kidding? What is it with Xbox and wanting to continuously shoot themselves in the foot like this?
Yeah, it's really something. I feel like we've also... I mean, I know we've talked about cloud gaming. It's just like it just feels like we're just too early for cloud gaming at this moment. Like, it just feels like
we are.
internet services have just not caught up with the idea of it. So just doing it is just like, oh, it'll only have, online play only, and I go, it's not great. It also kind of defeats the purpose of the handheld,
Yeah, it really does. I'm just trying to figure out. It's literally using a smartphone processor.
Lovely.
Yeah, this isn't going to be able to do fucking anything. What in God's green earth are they thinking putting this thing out?
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes.
I thought, like, $350? It's not an OLED screen, it's an LED, but 12-hour battery life. This all sounds good. Please, somebody tell me that this is not just...
Unfortunately, I don't think anyone's going to tell you that this is a joke or whatever. It's like, oh, late April Fool's joke. Haha, very funny. Nope.
I give up. Microsoft, Xbox sucks.
It's an interesting move. Doing this.
I'm so upset, man. They have the perfect like they already make the ROG Ally. Just slap an Xbox logo on it. Just why?
Yeah. I
don't know. I'm not gonna harp on that. I don't care all that much, but I was expecting so much more, and I got so much. I'm getting so much less. Man, I was having a pretty good day up until now. What the hell?
Then you were like told, it's like, oh my god, Xbox is having their handheld, and it's not really anything crazy.
No, because what I was hoping for is like a slightly more affordable, just like Xbox themed Steam Deck is basically what I wanted.
I feel like that's just what like the Xbox Series X or S was should have just been.
Mm-hmm.
Like they should have just like say, oh, here's the Xbox Series X or whatever, and then later on we're gonna come up with this handheld version called the S, or we call it the H or something like that, where it's like stands for handheld. And then they just didn't do that.
No, they did not. Hey though, I got some fun news for you.
What's that?
Because we get to talk about Andor again this week.
I don't want to.
But we probably should because of people are saying it's because of Andor Season 2 that Battlefront 2 has gotten a surge in popularity recently.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It's like the push to make Battlefront 3 and actually a decent one.
People are talking about how they want a Battlefront 3 now, and Battlefront 2 has gotten I think it was around like 11,000 consistent players this last weekend, right?
It's wild.
Pretty nuts for a game that hasn't been updated in like 8 years, pretty much.
Yeah, kind of a game that's what came and went, and nobody really gave a fuck about it, and now it's just like, oh, we want Battlefront 3, and then you go, and then EA will go, oh, I guess they want Battlefront 3, let's make it, and then you go, oh, well, it's this kind of not great.
Do you think it'll be a fucking that situation like Morbius, where it's like, no, we promise, we were just all busy this weekend, put it back in theaters again?
And we promise we'll play Battlefront 3 if you make it. We promise.
They put it out and nobody fucking plays it, but then.
Man. Do you know what's gonna be? Do you know what's gonna be really stupid to me if they make it as well? It's like they're gonna put all these like characters from like, you could put like Mando in it. You could put like, I don't even know. You could put Cassian in there or whatever type thing for all the Andor fans and whatever. It's like you could do like the whatever her name was from Acolyte or whatever. You could put Plagueis in there or some shit. I don't know. You could do whatever, and it's just like, oh, look at all these characters that we know and everything like that, and screw the old people or whatever. It's like Obi-Wan, who's that guy? You go, no, it's. I mean, you could have just included everybody, but.
I mean, we would have to rely on EA not being terrible then, but
Yeah,
it's
also not
EA.
fucking it up. So and they will inevitably fuck it up.
Yeah, you know that they would also want to fucking make it a like a live service too. It's like, oh, so not everything's here right away, but we're going to release expansions and there's going to be seasons and shit.
Yeah.
They 100% also would ask for like full price for that game, but
that's what I was wondering. I was like,
pack it to the brim with like
do they
fucking
make it
battle
like
passes and other bullshit.
I was like, that was my question. I was like, do they make it like free to play and then just go like, oh, then here's all these like different like skins or whatever. Here's a battle pass and stuff like that, and or whatever, and like you can play the premium edition or whatever, and it gives you like all like the shit. I don't know. Fuck if I know, man. They'll do some shit.
I mean that would be the move, right?
I guess. Could you imagine like walking around as like a stormtrooper with like pink hearts on your armor?
Yeah, I could. Sadly, I could. They're gonna give like stormtroopers like cat ears and all that other bullshit.
Darth Vader. No, Darth Vader will have the cat ears. Like you put a cat ears on his helmet.
He'll have a pink cat ears Hello Kitty skin.
Yep.
Guarantee that
lightsaber is pink.
So many people will buy it too. Is the
Absolutely. I'm not saying. Hey, EA. I'm not saying we just gave you $1 million idea, but we gave you $1 million idea.
I guarantee you they had that idea already. We're coming up with nothing.
I have a feeling
that's the thing.
I have a feeling though that people would not be happy if they did something like that.
A very vocal section of the community would be really upset, but then tons of people would still buy and play it, is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but they would get away with it.
Yeah.
Is the problem. Because I think, even though like people didn't stick with it in the long run, I think like the Battlefront 2 remake that still like made money, didn't it? Like it still did well, I think.
I think so. I have no idea, honestly. I feel like just like after the was it Battlefront 1 or Battlefront 2 that was just like, oh, it came out and then like all like the DLC was like half of the game basically. I feel like that was Battlefront 2, and a lot of people brought that up. That if you didn't pay for like the deluxe edition, you just basically got half a game. I feel like that was Battlefront 2.
No, I actually think that was Battlefront 1.
Yeah.
The big controversy was Battlefront 2 was the fucking star card system.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
With like the loot boxes and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. I'm telling you, they just need to make a Battlefront game and throw in Galactic Conquest, and then people will play it just for that.
I think especially nowadays where people are a lot less willing to take EA's bullshit. It's like, oh well, Star Wars Battlefront 2 like 3 sucks. Cool, we have a million other options. We don't need to play this game. You would hope they did that. Plus, like we have good Star Wars games now. Have like fucking the Star Wars Jedi, not like it's not called Jedi Survivor.
Well, it's Fallen Order Jedi Survivor or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. Plus, I hear Outlaws was good. I'm not going to comment too much on that because I heard how you feel about it.
I heard it was fine, and that's honestly whatever.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 did make money, by the way. It sold more than 9 million copies.
I assume so, but...
I'll be honest, I want to know what you think about this. Do not think they would be able to get away with that today. I do think, like, even though it was only in 2017, I think the gaming landscape has changed a lot since then.
Like, if they made another Battlefront, like, if they made Battlefront 3, it wouldn't succeed, is what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is if they did, like, Battlefront 2 exactly the way it was in today's market.
I guess it depends on... I guess it depends if they lined it up with like Andor season 2 or whatever. It's like Star Wars is top of mind or whatever. It's like people would probably want to go and play it just for that, kind of like what they're doing right now. But like,
what Star Wars? Because I think Battlefront 2 when it came out, that aligned with a Star Wars movie, right? Was it Rise of Skywalker that came out that year? Or
is that Rise of Skywalker?
Because I remember one of the
movie.
Yeah. I remember one of the big like selling points to Battlefront 2, weirdly enough, was no, that's the year that The Last Jedi came out.
Oh, well, that's even more disgusting.
Yeah.
Even though, funny enough, I thought that was the best of the three.
I remember now because the map, they had a map based on the last scene in that movie.
Yep.
And one of the big,
wasn't like one of the playable characters like Poe Dameron or something like that? Like, couldn't you play as Poe or something? I can't remember. Yeah,
there was admittedly a lot of heroes you could play as. There was, from the new trilogy, I think Rey was in it.
Rey was playable, yep, I remember that.
Kylo Ren was definitely playable.
Yep.
Was John Boyega's character, Finn, playable in that game, do you know?
I don't think so, because Finn just got dropped after the first movie, basically.
Dude, I feel so bad in hindsight. Like, looking back, like, Finn got shafted so bad.
He got shafted so hard. They could have made him, like, actually interesting character, but they just said, fuck it, we don't care.
I think, what was the director of the new Star Wars trilogy?
JJ.
I feel like J.J. Abrams was setting him up to be, like, a Jedi.
Yeah.
But then, for some reason...
but just didn't go all the way, and, like, just decided to make Rey the Jedi, and it's just like, well, then what is Finn? I don't know. Just it feels like a plot point that they tried and then just kind of like went, actually, you know what? Never mind.
He's the goofy sidekick.
We're gonna be
whatever.
Yeah, and then it's just like, well, I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot wrong with the Disney trilogy, but it's like
and now we're getting another one.
Don't remind me. I feel like that's the response of a lot of people, though. It's like, they're like, we're getting another Disney trilogy with Rey, and we're just going, why? Why would you do this? Have you learned nothing? No, we're Disney, and we decided we just don't care.
Do you think they'll ever be able to like fix anything with like the Rey character?
No.
I think
it's too fucked up at this point.
I think especially like after the big like Palpatine reveal, it's like, what are we even doing here?
Well, here's the thing. I think I could have lived with the Palpatine stuff. Like, I think if she had any formal training whatsoever type thing, it's just that it's one of those things where they didn't care to do. Like, my main problem with Rey's character is that she just inherently can just do these things, basically. And it's like, I think it was like the first one, Force Awakens. She literally uses a Jedi mind trick after just being introduced to the Force within 10 minutes, basically. Like, she understood the concept of what the Force is. And you're like, what? How can you just... What? Like, these are techniques that literally Jedi train their entire lives to do, and you did it within 10 seconds of learning what it is.
There's just so much Star Wars shit produced under Disney that is just like, what are we even doing? We don't need to go too deep into it because we've talked about this before, but...
I don't know. My only other thing is, like, as much as I did like the Ahsoka show... having Sabine basically become a Jedi did not sit well with me. I'll be quite honest about that. Mm-hmm. I was like, Sabine was like the Mandalorian character from Rebels that showed no interest in the Force whatsoever, and it's like she had a little bit of like training with the Darksaber because the Darksaber actually has, meaning to the Mandalorians and stuff like that. So it was like, I guess it made sense. And then it was just like, I'm going to take you on as apprentice, even though you have no indication that you have Force sensibility whatsoever type thing, and I'm going to make you a Jedi. What? So, basically, in theory, making the Star Wars universe go, anyone can be a Jedi with enough training and belief, and I go, I don't what are you I just had a problem with that. I suspended belief or whatever for it, but I was just like, man, it just doesn't feel right. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if literally anybody can use the Force, why is everyone just not using the Force at that point? I'm sorry. I was just like, well, not everyone believes in certain things or whatever. Okay, that's fine, sure. But if you knew... Okay, it's one thing if this was just like a religion, basically, that meant like you didn't become powerful and stuff like that as a result of it, then sure. But I feel like anyone that wanted to become anything would study Jedi or study the Sith, basically, learn Force powers and just use them for their own purposes for that reason alone. And I think that's just...
Oh, yeah.
Like, why would you not just do that type thing?
I could almost understand it if it's like it required like a certain amount of like really serious training, but then like you mentioned in the Disney trilogy,
doesn't. It's like she spends like 5 years with Ahsoka, says fuck this shit, I'm out because it's too hard type thing, and you're pushing me too much and stuff like that, and so she just leaves, only to come back later in the Ahsoka show, and only meeting with Ahsoka for a day. And then she goes, oh yeah, I understand this now type thing. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, remember how in like in A New Hope or whatever, it's like Luke wasn't just naturally gifted with the Force, despite probably having the highest midi-chlorian count that we've ever really seen past Anakin and stuff like that. Obviously, that was before midi-chlorians were a thing type thing, but it's like, you would think because he's a Skywalker, he would have a natural inclination for the Force, yet he struggled to use it. But I guess not for every other character. It just feels like Disney doesn't care to actually do training arcs at some point. They just said, no, we just want to get straight to the action.
What Disney really needed to do, I think, is they needed to create this, like, okay, here's the rules of the Star Wars, like, universe. Here are, like, the boundaries upon which, like, every director, writer that's working on this franchise needs to follow. I feel like they're just kind of giving these random projects to people, and they're being like, yeah, just do whatever you want.
Yeah, just do whatever you feel like. Whatever, fine.
It feels really inconsistent with some shows, because... What was that one? I saw a clip recently. I'll admit I've never watched the show, so maybe it's amazing, and I just need to watch it, but it was of this girl who was holding like a other blue or green lightsaber.
Oh, that's from Acolyte.
But because... the scene I'm talking about, where the lightsaber turns red because she's giving into the dark side.
She bled the lightsaber, which the whole thing is like, is that supposed to be incredibly powerful and incredibly deliberate? Like, it's supposed to be incredibly painful and deliberate and stuff like that. And so the fact is that it just sort of happens. Is just like, why? What the fuck? It's like everything we've heard about bleeding like a lightsaber crystal or kyber crystal is just like one of the main things that they focus on is that like there's like a comic where Vader turns his like old lights or like one of his lightsabers, like he turns the kyber crystal and literally bleeds it, and it almost kills him to the point, and he had to focus all of his malice and anger into it to do it, and it took like days and stuff like that, and Acolyte just sort of just happens for her, and I'm going like, dear Lord. Good old Acolyte. Still haunts me years later. A year later.
Man, I remember that was, out of all like the Star Wars shows that people complain about, that was the one that I think that really broke a lot of people.
That was the breaking point for me, I'll tell you that much. It's like Mandalorian season 1 and 2 was good. They did not need to make a third season. They wrapped up the entire story in 2 seasons. Decided in Boba Fett with the 2.5 season, where for basically 3 episodes, Boba Fett wasn't in the Book of Boba Fett. Which is weird considering it's called the Book of Boba Fett, but he doesn't show up. Yeah. And then just undoes all of season 2 basically for for Mandalorian, and then just kind of focuses on Bo-Katan. And I go, why did we not just make a spin-off series with Bo-Katan then? With her reclaiming Mandalore. And you didn't even have to have Mando and Grogu in it. Like, Mando could have showed up and helped out. Grogu didn't need to be there. Just saying.
I got no fucking idea, dude. Like, I got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. They just wanted to keep the Mandalorian name. Like, that's the thing is, you could have done a Mandalorian season 3 and just said this season isn't going to focus on Mando and whatever, because it's like the whole story of the Mandalorians. So we could have just focused on Bo-Katan reclaiming Mandalore. Oh well. I guess I'll be interested to see, because there's supposed to be a movie that wraps all the Mandalorian up, basically.
That's interesting.
No clue when that's going to happen. I don't think there's a timetable for it, but it's like
it's just going to come out eventually.
Eventually, theoretically, eventually. It's like I just don't know what they're going to do with it. I mean, like with season 3, they reclaimed Mandalore. I guess it's like rebuilding it. I don't know.
Something is going to happen. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Truly, it will be that. Somehow Palpatine returned. Somehow, well, I don't even remember like the fucking like First Order like dude that was like taking over and using the Beskar to make like his Dark Troopers or something like that.
I don't remember.
I don't remember what his name was. He was a pretty known actor though. God damn, who was he?
Snoke.
Oh no, that was it's Moff Gideon is supposed to be is who you're, that's Snoke is the clone of Palpatine.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Moff Gideon because that's right. He takes over Mandalore, makes like his own fucking suit or whatever. Yeah, it's Giancarlo Espinosa or whatever. I don't know how to say his name. Portrays him, and he does a good job. Does a really good job. His character kind of dies in an uncinematic way. Well, I say dies, but it's not really confirmed. I don't know. It just feels like they started out with they go with the Mandalorian, and then there was a few hits and misses around and everything like that, and then just kind of doesn't know what to do with it anymore.
Who is going to be the villain of the second Rey trilogy now that I think about it?
I don't know.
I wonder if they're going to do a Star Wars thing where it's going to like focus on her kid or whatever.
No, most likely it'll probably just be her building up like the Jedi Order again or something like that, and then some Sith thing returns. Somehow Palpatine returns.
The Second Order or whatever the fuck.
Whatever. Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? I don't even know if we'll go see him. In all honesty, I'll probably end up caving in just to go see if it's hot garbage or not. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Dude, I swear to God, if they bring Darth Vader back for that shit, I'm gonna.
No, I'm kind of hoping what they'll do is they'll kind of doing what they're doing with the Ahsoka show, where it's like I know the actor that played Balin Skull, the quote unquote bad guy in Ahsoka or whatever. Is like trying to like uncover like this power to end like war and suffering in general type thing, but doing it in a very anti-hero way. Balin Skull was an interesting character that I'm so upset that it's so unfortunate that the actor died. He did such a good job, and he was like such an interesting character, and it's like. It's well written, well thought out. It references multiple things to, if you've ever watched the Clone Wars, there's like a 3-part episode, like arc basically, where like Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and and Anakin all land on like this mysterious planet that shouldn't exist, where they meet the father, the son, and the daughter, which all symbolize the three different variations of the Force. And so it's like. And like basically that's what he's looking for. He's looking for like the world between or whatever type thing.
Mm.
So it's like, that's kind of interesting. That's why I'm hoping for Ahsoka Season 2 to kind of wrap up that. I don't know how much we're actually going to see Balin, but they're going to have to recast him, most likely. I'd have to imagine so.
I just wonder why they don't focus on characters that people already like, because they gotta know that people don't like Rey, right?
Dude, and the thing is like, one of the best Star Wars villains of all time that's not a Sith, with Thrawn. Thrawn Returns is so fucking cool. If you've watched Star Wars Rebels, you understand exactly why he is such a cool character. He is a calculating bastard that is just like, he thinks through everything, and there's no slip up in any of his strategies. It literally took them like, I'm kicking myself. What is the kid's name? Ezra. Yeah. Golly, I could not think of Ezra's name for some reason. Ezra literally had to do like basically a suicide mission to stop Thrawn. Like just some crazy absurd plan that no one would ever come up with type thing, just to send him to another galaxy so he can not fuck up everything. And like that's how they beat him in the end. It's just like, and now he's back with the Dathomir witches, which is also scary.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's why it's like there's like legit like, it's like they at the end of Ahsoka 2 they left them back on the old galaxy while they went back to the Star Wars galaxy and everything like that, and then Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra are all stuck on this planet with Balin, who's looking for something or whatever. Most likely Ezra and them will also be looking for this entrance to the world between worlds, so that way they can like travel back to Star Wars using this like interdimensional force area thingy. It's pretty cool. I will always still say that some of the best Star Wars stuff is the animated stuff. That shit just only hits. It's like whether it's Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, Tales of a Jedi, Tales of a Sith, they're all really good.
Damn, I think I miss. Because when I saw Rebels for the first time, I assumed it was just a kids' show. That's the reason I never really took the time to sit down and watch it.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, it can be at times, but it's more. It's definitely, it gets more in depth once Ezra starts learning he starts his Jedi training. I think in like season 2, 3, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just like there's like one like eventually Ezra then like goes to find this Sith holocron basically. Gets tricked by Maul, who's also looking for it, because Darth Maul makes an appearance, and then like shortly after they find the holocron or whatever, like Vader just shows up, and it's like, oh, Vader versus Ezra, and then Ahsoka is also there, so like that, and that's where you get like the scene where it's just like where they actually meet for the first time since like Order 66. You just go, damn. No, later seasons of Rebels is really good.
Nice.
Hopefully one day we can get back to Star Wars. Can get back to that. That'd be cool. That'd be nice.
I mean, I believe Disney wants to get back to that. And
I mean, like, not so much with the live action shit. I like the anime. I think the animated stuff is so much better.
Yeah.
Like, I want them to make, like, I don't even know what the animated series would be. Just something for it, though.
For what? Just Star Wars?
Just Star Wars in general. I mean, I think even if all you wanted to do is just keep, like, doing, like, Tales of a Jedi or whatever, like, because, like, that little series was interesting because it's, like, it shows when Ahsoka was, like, a baby and she woke to her, like, she first got her like force sensitivity basically. It's like, and like shows like the connection that the Jedi actually have with animals and stuff like that, along with Dooku's like fall from Jedi to becoming a Sith Lord basically, and like him teaming up with Palpatine and stuff like that. Just like showing like why he did the things he did and like why he turned on, not so much that he believed in the Sith, but because he believed the Jedi had lost their way. And it's like, oh, it's interesting. And also seeing how he grieves Qui-Gon's death.
Yeah.
And how he blames it on the Jedi Order for not taking things seriously, even though they all saw the truth that the Sith had returned. All right, getting away from Star Wars though. So what do you think about this Elden Ring movie that they announced the other day?
I don't like it.
I feel like that's what a lot of people are saying. Is like, no one seems to quite know how to feel, but everyone just says, I kind of just don't like the idea of it.
I mean, I'm just going to be completely real. Like, Elden Ring lore is not like other lore. It's like if you wanted to like unironically make a movie about like the Silmarillion, it's like, how do you even do that? You have to go like really. There's just a lot of like big complex shit that happens like in like the greater lore of Elden Ring, and I'm not really sure how you would go about making a movie within all that. Like, would you just follow the story that they tell in the game, and how would you tell a story like that?
I assume you're just like a tarnish that's like fighting your way through. I don't know, but it's just like
that sounds like a garbage movie.
Yeah, it's
like especially with general audiences that don't know anything about Elden Ring. They're not going to have any idea what the fuck is going on.
This is why I feel like this would be much better as a TV show than it would be a movie. It's like while it'd be very cinematic as a movie, I think that overall it's like, oh, we're going to end up going like, I mean, it looks good, but what the fuck was that? Like, it was nothing.
Take the animators that made War of the Rohirrim, put them on an Elden Ring TV show. I'd be all about that. I think that'd be fucking sick, but as just like a standard, just like 2.5 hour like theater film, I don't see how they're gonna.
And
make
it's
that
live
work
action, so like the CG is just gonna go be like this. The budget for the CG alone is gonna push the budget through the limit, right?
It's gonna be through the roof. It's like the CG is gonna have to like cost more than most Marvel movies.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't just make like a bunch of props for these. I mean, how would you even go about doing that?
I don't know. And I'm assuming they're part of the reason they're making it is because they're like, oh well, Souls fans will all come watch it, and I'm not sure.
I don't
like they're
know,
gonna have
man.
this. Like, they're going to have the same enthusiasm for a movie that they would for a game, really. Because part of what draws so many people to the Souls genre is the Souls gameplay.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, the lore is good, and people love the stories of FromSoft games, but a lot of people come for the well-realized worlds and the gameplay.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, man. For like, most Souls fans, I think just looking up, like, Elden Ring lore on YouTube works just fine if they don't want to read about it in like the codexes or whatever.
Pretty much.
So I'm guessing, is that how you feel about the movie, pretty much?
I mean, I like I said, I think pretty much I kind of voiced what I thought about it. What I pretty much thought about it. I was like, it'll probably look nice, but I don't think it's gonna be very good. I mean, I could be. Prove me wrong, please. It's just like I'm just gonna be like, I don't know, like how do we do this? Like, it's like, do you just like, oh, like you die to, I don't even know, a boss, and then your guy just wakes up at a campsite going, oh my god, I'm alive.
Oh, they go through like the Edge, they make it like an Edge of Tomorrow remake?
Oh. I don't know how to feel about that one.
No, I wouldn't like that at all.
Yeah, I was like, because I'm like, how do you convey like, because like, if you're just gonna one shot all like the main enemies, like the main character fights, like, that's not really Souls like or whatever. You have to die multiple times, and then the guy goes like, oh, you've returned or whatever, and I'll kill you again and everything, blah blah blah. And it's like I like to imagine like the guy getting frustrated. He's like, God damn it, I died again. Ah!
I mean, I think that'd be funny, but
See, and that's the thing is like Elden Ring in and of itself in the world does not feel very comedic at times. It feels very serious, and then adding, look, I guess you could add a realm of comedy in it and stuff like that. But I go,
no,
I don't,
no,
it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit the theme.
Dude, if they try to inject like Marvel-like humor into that movie, people are going to be so pissed.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be like fucking live-action Snow White movie pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think they may have dug themselves a little bit too deep of a hole here.
Yeah. We'll see, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I know they announced it. Who knows when this will happen, if it'll even happen. They might just go, all right, so how the hell do we do this? But it's a great question to go, well, I mean, I guess let's just kind of come up with drafts, and then they all just go over the drafts and like, well, all this is just kind of shit. Well, I guess it was worth a try. And then they just end up canceling it, and I go, ooh, that's not going to be great.
Wasting a whole bunch of money, tens of millions of dollars on some bullshit movie that no one's going to watch. Hollywood is the worst.
If there was more of like a... It's always difficult to make adaptations for these like open world like games and stuff like that, right?
If there was a story for them to follow, then sure. The problem is that that's not how Elden Ring is structured. No. Like there are so many fucking games in existence where you could theoretically do something like that. Make a movie based off BioShock. Sure, you can do that. Make a fucking movie based off Splatoon. Sure, you can do that. Make a movie based off Borderlands. Sure, you can do that. Hell, you just said like an open world game. If they wanted to make like a decent Assassin's Creed or Far Cry movie, I'm sure they could. They didn't, but they could.
Yeah.
But it's like with Elden Ring, where so much of the story is gained by reading like these scrolls after you defeat bosses and stuff. It's the same. Elden Ring is the same thing, basically, like Dark Souls, where it's like you're coming in after all like the big exciting shit happens.
Yeah.
And all the like this big like tremendous stuff that people love about the Elden Ring lore that takes place over tens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of years. So what are you going to do with a movie? Just focus on one of them? That doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't know. I don't understand like at all.
Yeah.
I see the appeal because of the like monumental success of Elden Ring. But I feel like we discussed this last week where a lot of these like CEOs will be like, "Wow, this is really successful. This is really good. Do that." It's like how? Like, literally how?
Sure, but how in the world do you want me to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Like, is it literally just going to be like a gauntlet of just, like, a dude fighting a bunch of people, basically? Like, these monsters and shit?
I guess.
That's all it's going to be? I go, well, that's just silly. Well... It's like, oh, there'll be a lot of, like, cool fights, I guess. But,
I mean, there's
like, is there any like, story, though?
You'd hope so. Like, let's see if they have any more details based off of this.
Probably not, because I assume they I mean, they're just announcing the project, so I have to doubt they probably have put together, like, a script or anything like that.
Let's see. Beyond... Lost Shadows of the Erd Tree, done live action. So the guy directing it is big Elden Ring fan, which is good. It's being made by A24, which have a decent track record for the most part. Okay, so they did find a character. This one fan found a character that they think would work. Their name is Vike. Let's see. Before the Tarnish arrived, Vike was in effect the closest to achieving what the player would go on to do. He had worked to reassemble the Elden Ring with the aim of becoming the Elden Lord. However, he was turned later mad by the frenzied flame after chasing after a lost love, and players can later fight him in the mountaintop of the giants. In true Elden Ring fashion, we never hear his full story, which makes it ripe for further exploration. Okay, I could see that. He's not some godly character that takes 4 to 5 movies to explain his story, but he's also not some random nobody. Also, his story of turning down a chance at ultimate power for the sake of love, for a woman who's essentially viewed as a tool, only for it to end in a fate worse than death, is a good story. This is not confirmed, by the way. This is just, like, fan speculation. Yeah. I'm getting this from, for anybody who wants to look into this, I'm getting this from Games Radar.
This is an interesting one. I was just kind of like trying to find the same things, but people were saying it's just like, oh, the problem with the Elden Ring is that it's going to be so scrutinized and nitpicked by fans that are incredibly passionate about the series, and to go. So even if it's good, like some people will say that's not how this is a game type thing, and then they're just like, and then you're just going to badmouth it, and they go, no, not necessarily wrong about that. I feel like.
Isn't that exactly what happened with the Warcraft movie?
Pretty much, I thought. I remember hearing it was like, oh, it wasn't half bad, but apparently all like the World of Warcraft people just hated it.
Because I remember, I actually quite enjoyed myself with the Warcraft movie, but with so many with I remember just being in the theater. Even the guy I sat next to, I was like, yeah, that was pretty fun. And the guy literally looked at me, gave me a glare, and was like, "Nah, that sucked," and walked off.
Yeah.
So, okay, dude. Then all I heard was everybody complaining about it. Like, it wasn't a great movie, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait a minute. It's being made by Alex Garland?
Yeah,
okay.
he's the writer, though, isn't it? Yeah, like he's a big fan or whatever.
He's the director, I think.
Yeah.
For those who don't know who this guy is, he also made 28 Days Later, Annihilation, Ex Machina.
Wasn't he also the guy that was like the writer for like the Last of Us series as well?
No, that was someone else.
Oh, that was Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I also heard like the season 2 of that hasn't been going great.
Well, it's just like how I feel like a lot of people felt about the second game in general. It's like, I guess spoilers if you care about it, but it's like within the first like 10 minutes of the game or something like that, Joel dies. And so you're just like, okay, now one of the main characters, if not the main character that we cared about throughout the entirety of season 1 is dead within the first, like, I think it's like it happens in episode 2 or whatever type thing. Now nobody gives a fuck or whatever type thing. Like, all like, it's like, oh, what, don't you care about Ellie or Abby and stuff like that? I'm like, sure, I care about Ellie. Why the fuck do I care about Abby? She just kind of comes out of nowhere. Not that she's a bad character, she just comes out of nowhere.
That's one of the big issues with that game, where it's like, well, you're given a reason to care about her after the fact. Well, it's like, I need a reason to care about her before the fact.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have no problem with the character of Abby. It's just that she kind of just comes out of nowhere, and just like, for a lot of people that don't know the story in general, it's just like, why do I care?
And kills a fan favorite character.
Yeah, she kills a fan favorite character. I hate her type thing. Why do I want to sympathize with her? No, I don't. It's like, I don't know. It's like I feel like season 2 of The Last of Us just kind of has shades of why The Last of Us Part 2 had such mixed reviews as well. It was just like,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's a real interesting decision to kill the main character of the first game, first season, or whatever, so early on in the season. And I feel like it's just like undeserved. You know? It's like, why did he? What? I was like, okay, you can have Joel die. Just maybe do it at the end of the game or end of the series. You don't need to do it at the first fucking 15 minutes of the game. It's like, yeah, I heard that and I was like, I do not care about The Last of Us Season 2. It's like, I still compare it to like the Telltale's Walking Dead or whatever. It's like, I could not imagine doing like season one of that series and have like Lee, you know, somehow like basically in like the last episode he like hides or like, what is it, like he gets bit by a zombie or whatever and like ultimately ends up dying or whatever. But could you imagine if like episode 5 happens and at the very end Joel or like Lee gets bit and then season 2 starts off with Clementine just killing Lee and you go, what the fuck, man? It's like, no, that's not the point. It's like it's like the whole thing with Lee and Clementine was set up from the first part is that like they care about one another and stuff like that, and to the point where Lee gives literally everything, risks everything for Clementine type thing, and even in the very end, Clementine, you have the choice between actually killing Lee or not, and it's a heartwarming and very emotional scene type thing and stuff like that where you just go like, damn. That's why I like the final season of the Telltale's Walking Dead or whatever. It's like there's like a flashback scene or like a little memory scene with like Clementine, you know, rushing down on a train basically, and she's like sitting on a cargo one, and it's like young Clementine, and you go and you hear I forget the voice actor's name, but he's got a very deep voice and it's a very soothing voice. And you hear him go, "Hey, sweet pea," and you go, "Damn, son, those three like just words just hit so hard when you see them in the game, and you just go, oh, killer." You always have those characters that when they're dying or whatever, and you have them say one last thing or whatever, and you go, "Damn, that hit hard." It's like one of my favorite ones is like what is it? It's from One Piece or whatever with Dr. Hirolock or whatever, where he's like sitting up at the top or whatever, and he's like, "I lived a wonderful life," and then he just gets shot or whatever, and it's just like, damn. And One Piece is so good.
Yeah.
I have no idea how season 2 of the live action is going to go.
No, but
that'll be interesting to watch, won't it?
You know, honestly, after having this discussion, I have a lot more faith in the Elden Ring movie now.
That's fair.
That's good.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you excited for live action One Piece season 2?
I'm about as excited as I was for the first season, I guess. It's like, I'll watch it. I'm sure it'll be fine. But ultimately, I'll say like, "Hey, do you like the live action or whatever? Now go watch the anime. It's way better." It's slower, of course, but at the same time, it's just real good. Dude, I just want to know the anime. They started Kuma's backstory the other day.
Oh no!
It's gut-wrenching.
I did not know about that. Yeah,
it's gut-wrenching. There's
I can imagine.
There's one scene that like plays when like Bonnie is like just remembering all the memories and stuff like that, and it's a completely hand-drawn scene that's on the screen for like 30 seconds. Each frame is literally hand-drawn and stuff like that. It is gorgeous. It's so good. And then it's like, even for like when they since they started that backstory or whatever, they have like mid-rolls where you normally see like the you see like the crew, and they kind of just like, oh, they're kind of like all together and having fun type thing or whatever. They literally switch it to it's Kuma as he's young, and is younger with like a young Bonnie running up and just kind of jumping into his arms. I'm like, you motherfuckers! That's the first thing I said. Is like, you can't do that to me. You can't just throw that at me and just go, oh my god. Oh, I teared up at that. I really feel like next episode of this podcast, we need to talk just strictly One Piece. Oh man, we've talked many times about just doing the One Piece podcast.
Yeah. You think we're too late to do it this podcast? Oh, we're already an hour and a half.
We're already like an hour and a half, so I don't think we should start that now, unless we wanted to. Unless I could split this into two, but I don't know. It's a little late.
Man, I listened to Creepcast last Sunday. I keep praying for like a shorter episode. I like the long ones, but man, I will admit, it's like, well, if they can do it, we can do it. They had a 3.5 hour, like 3 hour and 45-minute podcast this last week.
They're hard to listen
to. By the end,
to.
I was like, I'm ready for this to be done.
It's like, it's the same thing with like, I like listening to like the podcast for like Critical Role and stuff like that. I don't know how those guys sit there for 5+ hours playing just D&D and stuff like that, and like consistently keep up the energy that they have. I don't know how they do it.
It's pretty impressive.
It really is. And it's just like, it's hard to listen to too. It's just like, you're just like, I just need to take a break. Like, I just need to stop right here and take a break and come back to this another time. That's generally how I kind of do it. It's like, you try and find like a halfway decent point to kind of like stop or whatever, and then you just go, all right, I'll come back to this. So, but it's like, man, when I heard like I was doing like they're doing like their finale for their latest season of their campaign or whatever, and it's just like, it's 8 hours long, and you go, holy crap. It's good, it's awesome, but god damn is it a lot. It's a lot to sit down and listen to, and it's just like, ugh. I don't know. I feel like an hour to hour and a half, I think, is like that perfect sweet spot.
That being said, thank you everyone so much for listening.
Yeah. Yep. Be sure to follow any links that are below the show, YouTube, all that stuff. Leave a review.
If you're listening to this on Spotify, give us a good little rating. It always helps.
Indeed.
Share with your friends.
Yeah. Let us know if you're excited for the live action Elden Ring or anything like that. I'd be curious to see how other people. I feel like you and me are not the biggest Elden Ring fans or whatever. And I was like, I played like 5 hours of the game.
I'm not caught up on all the lore, and I'm unfortunately really shitty at video games. So
yeah, I'm also not good enough to actually beat Elden Ring.
Not a great combo, but hey, yeah.
So,
yeah, bye.
Yeah. See ya. Bye-bye.
I got scared. I didn't know how to end that.